About now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hey, Richard. Hey, Penny. There it is. You too there, JM. All right, I hear you now. All right, good. Now, I figured I'd come over here to the Hoosier Stacker channel just to get some more traction from people watching. I don't anticipate as many people on Look Who's Talking tomorrow, but that's why I came over here to test. Damn clouds. It's not as clear today as it was yesterday. Yesterday there wasn't a cloud in the sky. That's what we need tomorrow. But just for testing, just a little bit of overcast. Even though the sun's coming down, just a little bit of overcast, I lose the sun. But when it does show up, I can zoom into that square, and there's the sun. Get some more clouds out of the way, then I'll get some more focus in on it once I get some more light passing through. So been practicing. Well, I practiced yesterday for about 4 hours, just understand it. Today I'm trying to fine tune it. See, we lost it. Dang clouds. Let me zoom back out. That way, if it shows up off of the magnifying frame, so that little white box is basically a magnifying space. I can put the sun into that rectangle there, and then hit the magnification to get close up of the sun. So right now I'm completely out on the magnification. I'm waiting for the sun to come back. Hi Norma, good to see you, my dear. Yeah, I'm hoping for clear skies just the same there, Richard. I figure originally I was going to use my phone, but the phone just doesn't have the focal length as Mrs. Who's camera does. She's actually, and I didn't realize this. I've actually bought her a DSLR camera. I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and it's actually pretty damn good for this type of stuff. I didn't realize what type of camera I got her. I just got her something that was relatively cheap, but it was not like one of those point and shoot cameras, little tiny things. It's actually a beefy camera. There it is right there. And it's actually a beefy camera, so we can do some pretty serious photography with it. And I figure if we can shoot the sun with it, then pretty much anything and everything's on the table when it comes to shooting other stuff. The sun's hard. You gotta set the focal lengths. You gotta set the aperture. You gotta set the shutter speed, because of course you have to have a solar filter on the front of the camera so you can't see crap except for the sun, and that's what's on right now. Yeah, I was wondering how the weather was going to be up that way there, JM. I know seems like the northeast area of the states always has a lot of cloud cover this time of year. The sun's trying to come back ever so slightly. But I can take this magnifying frame, put the sun into, well, it's moving from left to right. Put the sun into the frame and then zoom in on it 5 times, and there's the sun. It will burn out the sensor just like it would burn out your eyes if you didn't have a solar filter on. It would be just like cooking your eyeballs. It would cook the camera. And like I said, this is I think I paid like $500 for the camera. And it was a kit, had the telescoping lens and chargers and all of that. So it was a good deal that when we got it, or $479 or something like that. It was a good deal at the time. So this moon, or moon, it's not a moon, not quite as dim. Our sun, well, obviously we're rotating, so constantly have to track the sun. And yeah, there's all sorts of equipment out there and all sorts of very expensive equipment out there that allows you to track the sun. I'm old school and cheap, so dialed in and tune and try to find it and try to focus in on it. Don't have a whole lot of leniency when it comes to the focal point. And I'm actually underneath an umbrella. That's what this rod is right here. It's actually an umbrella because I'm basically looking right at the sun. Whenever without the umbrella, I wouldn't be able to see the screen at all, let alone the sun. Of course, I would accidentally look up and look right at the sun because I don't have my solar glasses on, which I do. I just don't have them on there today because I'm using the umbrella. Yeah, like I said, the solar trackers on a camera would be very convenient, but they're expensive too. So there's a nice clear blue sky right there, and I cannot focus it any more than that right there. But it's hard to tell on this screen because I'm out here in the sun. It looks like I see sunspots. Do you guys see sunspots in that on the sun there? Looks like there's a sunspot right there, about right above center line and off to the left just slightly. Looks like a sunspot. That's pretty good. And that's not with the telescoping full extended. If I extend it further, yep, lost the sun. Hang on. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. Let me zoom out first. Oh, it's starting to angle down. It's also going at a down sloping angle. Whoops. Damn. I hit a different button. Oh, hopefully I can bring it back. Give me a second here. And bring the camera back up. Hopefully everything's still on frame. I just lost my connection. Yeah, it's still there. All right. Come on. Come back. I lost my frame too. Lost my video. I'm back. Yeah, when I bumped the wrong button on the camera, I lost everything on this video here. This is the laptop's camera, and I have the other camera plugged in through USB through a capture card. And whenever I bump something wrong on the camera, I lose both video signals. Let me get back in here so we can see the other camera. Man, that breeze. I'm trying to hold this umbrella while that breeze is. The breeze is nice, but not when I'm trying to hold an umbrella. All right, let's switch it back here. Make you big. Come on. All right, fine. Nope, there it is. All right. Yeah, you just barely touch it. It gets all wonky. Just barely touch it when I'm this close to when I got it zoomed in as tight as I can. Almost lost the umbrella just now. All right. There we go. That gives us more time. I got it up higher in the frame and way off here to the left. Zoom in one time. Times 5. See, now you can definitely, oh man, I just barely touch it. It gets all crazy on me. Yeah, that's as good as we're going to get in regards to clarity. What do you guys think? Let me bring the chat back up. I can't see my chat. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, definitely would want to be trying to figure this out on the last minute. And like I said, that's pretty damn good. Good. Like I said, I spent about yesterday trying to dial it in. Oh, wrong button. Push that button. Spent about 4 hours dialing in, but I wasn't dialing this good. And I learned that because I thought I wouldn't have been able to do this because when I first hooked up this camera to the capture card, whoops, by the way, that's 10 times. When I first hooked up this camera to the capture card, I thought, well, I'll just take the video coming off of the HDMI on the camera and run it through the laptop like it is right now. But this damn white box kept showing up. This rectangular box kept showing up. I was like, well, no one's going to want to see that. It's going to be in the way of the sun. How the hell did I turn that off? So I was trying to figure out how to turn it off. I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. And then I looked at the owner's manual. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I looked at the owner's manual. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's a magnifying area. So I can move the box around and I can recenter it using the controls on the back of the camera. But I'm like, what? I can't get that. I don't want the damn box. It's in the way of my video. How do I turn off this box? Then I came to the realization that this was actually a zoom area, a magnifying area. So I can move this box over here. And then I can go zoom 5 times. Boom. This is actually pretty nice this way. And then when it gets out, and so when actual totality, actually this is actually a little too close, because when totality occurs, with it being so so close to the sun or being so dialed in as it is right now, you wouldn't be able to see the corona or the sun's corona. You wouldn't be able to see the sun's atmosphere because you're too close actually. But leading up to totality, this is perfect. So right now I'm basically let me see how long it takes for it to track across the entire frame. By the way, that's like I said, that's 10x right there, 10x magnification right there. And yeah, you can definitely see that sunspot. If I turn this camera to the one side of the frame, I put the sun way over here, and then I'm going to time it. It's 3 o'clock right now. I want to see how long it takes for it to track across all the way across the screen. Yeah, 5 times is perfect. Yeah, that 10 times, yeah, I don't need to be that close. And like I said, even 5 times is going to be too close when totality occurs. If I bring the lens back or the telescope back to this position, I can probably give myself a little bit more leniency in regards to magnification and time across the screen. So 3 o'clock right now. Let's see what this looks like at 5 times with the lens basically zoomed all the way back. And then dial it in just a hair. Focus. I think that's about as good as I can get for focus right there. So that's 5 times. Now, if I go 10 times with the lens always zoomed out, let's see what it looks like. Almost looks like it's 5 times when I have the scope, the lens pulled all the way back. Be right back. Coffee refill. Yeah, I need to go get something to drink myself. So that's without magnification. So of course you see that white box. But now that I know what the purpose of the white box is, I'm not so worried about it. I thought what I had was just the big box there, and I didn't realize I had a magnifier until I read the manual. So yeah, when it comes to leading up to totality, I can leave it at this point here. I can magnify it by 5 right here. I don't think I'll do 10. Like I said, 10 is just, I don't know. I mean, totality, I think it might be okay for prior to totality, but you definitely don't want to be this close during totality. But for the most of the time, I can leave it unmagnified like that, and we can track it. And you'll even be able to see the moon starting to eclipse the sun, even at this point of view. And then every so often we can see a better look at it if we want to zoom into it 5 times, 10 times, then no magnification like that. So yeah, this is definitely going to work. The biggest challenge is trying to find the sun originally while holding this umbrella so I don't blind myself, and making sure that the solar filter doesn't blow off the camera, which it just slips over the top of the lens. It doesn't. It's not like a actual lens that you actually screw in or snap into the front of the camera. Telescoping lens. Because the last thing I want to do is try and this way when we do go to totality, damn beat. When we do go totality, all I have to do is just lift this solar filter off at the front of the camera. I don't have to worry about untwisting it from the lens. Don't have to worry about messing up the position of the sun in the frame. All I have to do is lift off this lens for 4 minutes and then put it right back on when we're done. Go away, B. I'm not bothering you. So yeah, I think this is going to work well. As we've been a little bit. Hopefully it clears up. We'll see. Hopefully it does. Right now it's partly cloudy. High level clouds right now. Hopefully it will remain this way tomorrow or clear skies tomorrow. We'll find out. So how does it look for you guys right now? Everything look good from your perspective? That's why I came out here on this channel to experiment. So it's been 7 minutes and the sun has moved that much across the frame. So that'll be something else I'll have to think about is once the sun gets into the center of the frame, how long looks good? Okay, Richard. How long does it take for the sun to get to the center of the frame where that rectangle is? Because when we get to near totality, I want to try to have the sun right there in the middle of the frame. So I'm gonna have to do some timing to see how long it takes to get across the screen, or at least halfway across the screen. There we go. Knowing I can see a sunspot is impressive on this camera. I wasn't expecting to see that much. I saw the sun yesterday, but I didn't see the sunspot till today. So that's impressive for a $500 camera. Yeah, I know. The box is pretty much set size. Oh, here comes Mrs. Who with the dogs.
Lola, stop. Lola, stop.
Lola's an ass.
Lola.
That's Demorky. She's an ass. Lola, hey. She's got an attitude. We like it, but she gets a little aggressive sometimes for a little.
You're not a puppy.
For a little dog. Come here a second. I got using that magnification box.
Using what?
That box I couldn't get rid of yesterday. That's a magnification box.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually 5 times magnification inside that white box.
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 times, which we're not going to see it that close. That's any little bump of the hell wind will get this out wonky. Here's without magnification. So we can actually drift that we can actually track that sun across all the way across the screen, and then every so often I can zoom in and see the sun
Okay.
during this.
Okay. I have to take them for a walk.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was getting licked on just now. Lola's like, I want walked. Leave her alone. She's mine. All mine. So it's been 10 minutes and that sun has tracked across maybe 15% of the screen. So maybe an hour's time from one side of the screen to the other. Because when we go live tomorrow on the other channel, I'm gonna have everything separated go before I even go live at 2:30. So we're going to get there we'll probably get up there, Franklin, around noon. We're going to do some other stuff before we actually go live at 2:30, and then I'll basically set up to where the sun's on the far left side of the screen, and we will track it all the way across to the middle of the screen. I think when we get right near totality, the sun, if I'm timing this right, the sun will be right smack dab in the middle of the screen, and then we watch totality for 4 minutes without the solar filter on, and then we put that filter back on, and then we track it off the screen. Because I think we'll find out here in a bit, but I think where the lens is right this very moment, the sun's going to take about an hour to track across from left to right, looks like. All right, JM, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming by, hanging out. Appreciate your support. So let's move that guy up just a hair.
Yeah, but Marshall. Leave it.
And since I did that, I'm going to have to re-time the track across the screen. Doesn't take very much to get this out. Doesn't take very much movement to lose that sun. All right, so it's 3:12 right now. If it wasn't for the umbrella, I wouldn't be able to see shit.
So we need to take an umbrella.
Yeah, I got this one and I got the other one in the car
You
already.
already got the chairs on the table?
No, because I thought what I grabbed was actually that overhead canopy that the girls bought. I don't know if we're going to use that or not, but we're definitely taking the table.
Overhead canopy.
It's a fold-out frame that just throws a tarp over the top of it to block the sun. It's something the girls bought. It has screen mosquito netting.
You wouldn't be able to see the sun.
No, but we would stay out of the sun ourselves, and then we can have the camera outside of out from underneath the canopy. But I don't know. I mean,
Did you get the table and chairs?
Well, this table's going.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Table.
Chairs, I don't have the chairs loaded up yet. That's why I went down for earlier and grabbed the wrong bag.
I'm gonna do laundry.
Okay.
You guys going to behave? Are you gonna try to behave?
All right, so it's 3:12, 3:11, 3:12 when I start tracking the sun. Let's see how long it takes for it to cross all the way across the screen this time. And we can every so often move that frame into position. Zoom in and on it. Get a close up of the sun. Getting cloudy. Zoom out. So that's what is to be expected from me tomorrow. Like I said, hopefully the skies clear up. If the skies are somewhat like this tomorrow, doable. Hopefully, just hopefully we don't have any overcast right at totality. So I actually have the camera sitting on the tripod and basically sitting at the ground. It's actually easier for me to operate the camera that way. I had it on top of this table, but because I have to go up such a up a sharp angle, I have to tilt this camera up almost 6 degrees before I could actually see the sun. And of course, the viewfinder is almost impossible to get to at that angle without looking at the sun at the same time. That takes talent. I was doing that yesterday. I would have to close my eyes, put my face behind the camera, and then go up to the sun with the camera in front of me, and then I would open up my eyes so I could see the frame without blinding myself. And then picture just a test, and then I would close, bring everything back down, and then I would my eyes again. So it was a it was a feat, but it was successful. I didn't blind myself anyway. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the traffic is there, Penny. We'll find out. I have a because the sun is right in the middle of the middle line of the totality. Yeah, I expect a lot of people to be right there in Franklin. Hopefully, that doesn't impact the internet signal. Hopefully, I can access a hotspot in our location, or I can tether the laptop here into my phone. I guess I need to experiment on that, but I can do that anytime. I don't be in the middle of the sun for that. But the hopefully I have a decent signal so I can go live tomorrow. Right now I'm going through the house's hotspot or the house's Wi-Fi. So even though I'm out here away from the house about 30 feet, I still have signal, and the actual Wi-Fi access point is down in the basement. So still getting a pretty good signal out here in the middle of the backyard. But hopefully I can get a decent signal there, hook up to someone's hotspot. I know Spectrum has hotspot access there, right there in downtown Franklin, which is where we're going to be at. And I'm sure there's going to be other people with hotspot services there. We'll see. And if I can't lock in a signal through one of those services, I'll use the phone's hotspot connection, and hopefully I'll have plenty of overhead to do a live stream. All right, Richard, we'll see you later. Looks perfect except for the clouds. Yeah, come and go. Yeah, well, Richard, you're not even going to get, yeah, you're probably only going to get maybe 20% or something like that. Definitely got to have glasses in order to see your sun over there. Those glasses will not be coming off in Arizona. All right, it's been 10 minutes since I started tracking it again. Well, not quite 10 minutes, almost 8 minutes. I'm about 10% across, 15% across the screen. All right, Norma. We'll see you later. 4 o'clock. I'll see if I can pop in there. We'll see. You know my numbers, unless someone else has already got them. But you know my numbers. I'll try to pop in there and here in a bit. I'm gonna spend some more time getting this dialed in and go out for lunch before Mrs. Hu goes to work. Take her out to lunch. So I'll try to pop in. Otherwise, I'll try to see you. Won't be next Sunday because next Sunday we'll be on the road on our way back from our vacation. Yep. But we'll see if I can get in there for a little bit today before Sal goes at 6 o'clock. How long do you normally go? Just 1 hour? And doesn't Joe go behind you or something like that? Or is that a different day that I'm thinking of? Yeah, I'm not too worried about the traffic. All right, sometimes too. All right, Norma. Not the traffic doesn't bother me. When we went to the one in Franklin, Kentucky, uh, in 2017, it took us about 4 hours to get home. Or now, granted, Franklin's 2 hours away, so we were taking back roads to get back home because the interstate itself was just looking at the Waze map. The interstate itself was just completely red with a whole bunch of stop traffic indications from Franklin all the way back up to Louisville. So it's like we're going to take a back way home, which took us twice as long. Don't know if that was a good idea or not, but we won't do that this time because, like I said, after totality, that's going to obviously a lot of people are going to be leaving right after totality. We're going to stick around for another half an hour on the stream just to show the sun continue to track off the screen, and then we'll call it. And then we're going to go. That's going to allow a bulk of the traffic to get out of there in that half an hour's time, and then we're going to go to get dinner at a place called what's the name of that place? Montana Mike's. It's a steakhouse just south of Franklin in a town called Edinburgh. It's actually there's a Edinburgh Outlet Malls, a little outdoor strip mall, Simon Strip Mall there in outside of town called Edinburgh, and it's basically where I-65 and US 31 intersect. And there's a steakhouse there that we always like going to when we're up there in that area. If it wasn't Monday, if this eclipse was happening, say Tuesday, we'd be going up to Gray Brothers in Mooresville. We'd love going to that cafeteria style restaurant, but they're not open on Mondays. So we're going to go to Montana Mike's, which is only like, I don't know, 5 miles south of Franklin, 8 miles south of Franklin. So I'll be on our way back home. Yeah, I thought Joe went after you, Norma. That's what I thought. All right, but yeah, I'll see if I can get in there in both of your guys' streams tonight. We'll see you later, Norma. Penny Pincher and Richard and JM, everyone else that's out here lurking. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I'm just going to be out here for about another, probably, well, until the sun goes all the way across the screen, so I can time out how long it's going to take for the sun to go across the screen, so I can plan everything accordingly tomorrow. And then call it. Oh, of course, my battery may not last that long. That started to flash. That sucks. That battery was just freshly charged. I guess we'll have to get another battery. I've been out here, and I'm not even recording. This is just me watching the video off of the camera. So that battery is not going to sustain the the total. Well, no, I don't know. It might sustain. What time did I come out here? I've been on for 48 minutes now since I finally got dialed in. I was probably tinkering around with getting things dialed in for about an hour prior to that, so the battery might last the entire show tomorrow. Better go get myself a second battery just in case. Battery Plus, I think, has the battery, so I'm gonna have to go by there and pick up a battery over there in Clarksville here in a bit. Just have a second battery, or a battery pack that I can run off of house current. Because I do have a power inverter, I can use the cigarette lighter in the car, invert it to DC, and then plug in or AC, and then plug in the battery pack. Now it depends on the battery, but we'll see what Battery Plus has. All right, Penny Pincher, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming by, and thanks everyone for coming by. And everyone's gone all by myself once again. No one's watching. So I'm gonna have to start the sun up high, frame top left side of the frame, because it's tracking right into and down. We'll see how long this battery lasts. So I've been streaming 50 minutes. Probably been tinkering around with the camera prior to that for probably an hour. I would say about an hour. So that's 2 hours on that camera or on that battery. It might make it, but I better go get another battery. Guess I could call them, see if they have the battery. Let's see if it lasts us 1 hour on the stream. Doesn't take much. Do I want to retime it? No, I don't want to retime it. Not with the battery about ready to die. Ugh. At least the sky's cleared up. Crystal clear skies right now. Clouds have moved on. Hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll have this tomorrow. The laptop battery is at 70%, so the battery on the laptop will be more than enough to handle the show. Let's see if I get some more people and if I change the title of the stream. Oh my, here. Is the stream even that happened? got this dialed in. So it's been 25 minutes, I believe. It's traveled to halfway across the screen in 25 minutes. Will you go off on me? All right. 336. Let's see how long it takes to track. All right, there we go. 337. Turn this guy off so I can see full screen.